Real Rock Radio, 106.3 The Buzz, the Afternoon Buzz with Johnny Thrash. I have the pleasure of talking to Jonathan Davis of KoRn today on the show, man. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I am outstanding, my friend. Of course, the reason for the season, the big Mayhem Festival announced yesterday, and the show will be in Dallas Saturday, August 9th at Jexa Energy Pavilion. Now, is this your first North American tour with Avenged Sevenfold?
We played shows with them before, but I think whole tour, yeah.
Yeah, they like to blow stuff up from what I understand. It can get pretty exciting out there.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited.
Well, you look at the lineup, and y'all, Cannibal Corpse and Body Count are the veterans on the tour. And are there any of the newer bands that you're really into and excited to see?
Trying to think. I've seen them all.
Yeah, of course, right?
Yeah, so I'm just excited to be out there and have a good time, be able to hang out with the guys. All the bands. Mayhem's always been fun because we're in big sheds and everybody hangs out, barbecues and parties and does whatever they do, and it's just a good time.
Well, how about Body Count, man? I mean, that, to me, them going out, oh, it's awesome. I could totally see the members of KoRn being into Body Count back in the early 90s.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm a huge Ice-T fan. I love Body Count, love his solo records, and I'm stoked to be able to see it.
Yeah, man. I was looking at the charts earlier today, and as many songs as we play here in radio from KoRn, it's hard. It was hard for me to believe that Never Never was actually your first #1 single, and now Spike in My Veins hit the top 5. It's amazing how heavier bands like yourselves and Avenged Sevenfold are well represented today in mainstream radio. Did you ever think that KoRn would be anything other than an underground band, thinking back to the early 90s?
No, man. This is all just a crazy-ass dream to me. I mean,
yeah.
We never knew that it was going to blow up this big, and I'd be doing this 20 years later. I had no clue.
Yeah, and you look back at the genre that I feel like you started, nu metal. I know that term's thrown out there a lot, and there aren't a lot of nu metal bands left. And how does KoRn remain relevant? What is it about you?
I think it's because we're constantly evolving and changing our music. So each record gives our fans something new. A lot of them like it, some of them don't like it, but it's cool because our fans are so passionate, and they love the band. So I think we're really lucky that we've been able to do that for so long.
And I honestly think too that when you talk about the dubstep, I think that was probably the most flack I think I'd ever seen KoRn get from an album, from your fan base. But I think you did more for dubstep than dubstep actually did for you. But you actually helped, bring awareness to it. And I know for you especially, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I remember hearing this style of music for the first time, and there was a guy in Canada named Excision, and he started really the North American dubstep movement, and his style was really, really heavy. And when I first heard it, I was like, man, this would be cool if we mixed what we do with what he does. And that's when we just started. Our first person we worked with was Skrillex, and Sonny was an old friend of ours too. He was in a band from First to Last, and so we did that first song with him, and it came out so good that we just ended up doing a whole record. So we were really happy with it.
Yeah, and you brought the heavy to the dubstep, and I think it really fit. I was one of the ones that I've listened to you since your self-titled debut, and I heard it, and I thought it was interesting, man. So I was not offended by experimentation. I think it's good for bands to take a step outside of the box like that. I mean, hell.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, man. Now, here recently, you've drawn a lot of flack for the comments when you were on the Alex Jones show, but you don't really strike me as someone who's too terribly concerned about what people think. You just speak your mind.
I just speak my mind. I don't care. Whenever you do anything, you speak out about anything, and as crazy as our government is right now, people are going to call you crazy. So I pretty much did what I was supposed to do. I just wanted to bring awareness of what's going on in our country with our government. Then after that, everybody just started calling me crazy.
Well,
cool.
Yeah, well, so that seems like that's the attitude to have about it. Hey, if you're going to call me crazy or whatever, look, I just spoke my mind, and and while I don't necessarily agree with everything that you'd said in that interview, one of the things I absolutely agree with you, though, is that the NSA is going to use any excuse they can to spy on you. I think if someone has a webcam in their home, especially, When I hear about a kid who has like 30 slaved computers because of webcams, the government could do that, man. I mean, you can't tell me they couldn't. Yeah. You know.
No, the new Big Brother now is, you know, our smartphones. They all have cameras.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy for them to set up a back door and they can watch anytime. So,
yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yes, it is what it is, and it's scary. We're connected, and that's an awesome thing. But then on the flip side of that, it's like, oh man, well, they can see more than they could ever could before. So you definitely have a point, man. The NSA is going to do what they can. You know, they're going to take advantage of stuff, and
yeah,
you know, it's government, man. What can we say? But the main thing is, we have a new KoRn album, new-ish album, Paradigm Shift, and a great festival to look forward to with the Mayhem Saturday, August 7th, as I was saying, Jexa Energy Pavilion in Dallas. Look forward to KoRn. Jonathan, thank you, man. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to me.
Oh, it's all good, brother. I'll talk to you soon.